everyone, welcome back to Artist Analysis. Given that my first artist analysis was on Little Big Town, you probably know that I'm a country listener. For this installment of Artist Analysis, I'm not doing just any singer or even any country singer. I'm doing one of the most notable figures in contemporary country music, Luke Bryan. Bryan is one of the world's best-selling musical artists, having been named Entertainer of the Year by the Academy of Country Music and Country Music Association in 2013. If you're not a country listener, this probably doesn't seem like much. But if you are, you know that it's really something, given that Bryan was once a mere songwriter for Travis Tritt and Billy Currington way back in the dark ages of 2007. How exactly did that come to be? Well, let's get down to it. Thomas Luther Luke Bryan was born and raised on a peanut farm in Leesburg, Georgia. When Bryan was 19, he was ready to move to Nashville, but that had to wait because his older brother Chris tragically died in a car accident, leaving him and his family in a deep state of grief. As if that weren't bad enough, Bryan's sister died not long after of causes that are still unknown to date. After graduating from Georgia Southern University with a degree in business administration, Bryan packed up his truck and moved to Nashville to pursue country music in 2001. Starting out, he was mostly a songwriter, but would eventually gain great success as a performer. After singing the title song of Travis Tritt's album, My Honky Tonk History, in 2004, Bryan found himself being signed to a recording contract by Capitol Records Nashville in 2007. Shortly after, Bryan wrote his debut single, All My Friends Say, with help from Jeff Stevens. All My Friends Say originally appeared on Bryan's self-titled EP, but eventually became the lead single for Bryan's first studio album, I'll Stay Me. With Bryan's first single came his first entry onto the Billboard Country Hot 100, eventually peaking at number 5. It was also certified gold by the RIAA. The song is sung from the perspective of a man who's forgotten what happened to him while recovering from a bout of drinking and asks his friends to fill him in, who tell him that he drank excessively upon seeing his ex with another man. The second single off of I'll Stay Me, and Bryan's second single altogether, We Rode in Trucks, was released in October 2007. This nostalgic reflection on a childhood and adolescence growing up on a farm like Bryan himself did is, quote-unquote, a tribute to growing up in rural America, as Bryan told Billboard magazine. The single was certified gold by the RIAA and peaked at number 33 on the Billboard Country Hot 100. Bryan's next single, Countryman, was the beginning of a 29-single streak of reaching number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. Like his debut single, Countryman was transferred from Bryan's self-titled EP to I'll Stay Me. The narrator of this song is trying to woo a girl by convincing her that his rural background makes him inherently manly. For Bryan's sophomore studio album, he decided to deviate from the neo-traditional country sound of I'll Stay Me and went for a more pop country style. In fact, one of the tracks on Doin My Thing is a cover of OneRepublic's Apologize. As Bryan told CMT, the purpose of this was to show his growth vocally and lyrically. The first single off this album was Do I, in which a couple questions the status of their relationship at a time in which they feel it is going downhill. Do I peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Country Hot 100. Bryan's next single, Rain is a Good Thing, would become Bryan's first #1 single. The song is about the rural and agricultural benefits of precipitation. The third and final single off of this album was Someone Else Calling You Baby, which would eventually become Bryan's second #1 hit. On August 9th, 2011, Bryan's third studio album, Tailgates and TANLINES, was released. Continuing with Doin My Thing's goal of moving into more of a pop country sound, Tailgates and TANLINES peaked at #2 on the Billboard 200 albums chart and at #1 on the country albums chart. The album's, and probably Bryan's in general, best known single to date was its first single release, Country Girl, Shake It For Me. By 2017, the album had been certified quadruple platinum by the RIAA. Country Girl is probably the epitome and the anthem of the at the time emerging bro country subgenre, as the song takes place at a country tailgate and is about a speaker who is turned on when he meets a sweet little farmer's child at the party and somewhat objectifies her for shaking her thing, and the song mixes traditional country instrumentation with hip-hop music. Surprisingly enough, this song only made it to #22 on the Billboard Country Hot 100. The next single off of this album, I Don't Want This Night to End, had a similar edge to its preceding single, both lyrically and musically, but this one was about taking the girl the speaker had just met on an all-nighter down backcountry roads they don't even know the name of. I Don't Want This Night to End was Bryan's third #1 single and was certified quadruple platinum by the RIAA. As its title implies, the third single off of Tailgates and TANLINES, Drunk on You, is about a speaker who is comparing the feelings brought on by hanging out with a girl on a tailgate to that of being inebriated. Drunk on You is Bryan's first single for which he did not contribute to writing the lyrics. Instead, the song was written by Rodney Clawson, Chris Tompkins, and Josh Keir. Drunk on You peaked at #16 on the Billboard Country Hot 100 and was certified quintuple platinum by the RIAA. The fourth and final single off of Tailgates and TANLINES was Kiss Tomorrow Goodbye. Its lyrical content involves a couple agreeing to have sexual intercourse one last time before breaking up. Kiss Tomorrow Goodbye peaked at #29 on the Billboard Country Hot 100 and was certified double platinum by the RIAA. Bryan's fourth studio album, Crash My Party, is my personal favorite of Bryan's albums, though despite the album's commercial success, it received mixed reviews, with much criticism coming from listeners who yearned for something that was more new and fresh than the formulaic content Bryan had already released to date. Crash My Party was Bryan's first album to reach #1 on the Billboard 200 albums chart. The album's lead single was its title song. Bryan debuted this song while co-hosting the 2013 Academy of Country Music Awards just before the official release of the single. The single peaked at #18 on the Billboard Country Hot 100 and was certified quadruple platinum by the RIAA. 4 months later, the album's second single, That's My Kind of Night, would be released. That's My Kind of Night is an up-tempo track in which the narrator describes his ideal night out on a tailgate with his lover. Of all the songs on Crash My Party, That's My Kind of Night is the one that received the most negative reviews, mostly for its quote-unquote corny music and lyrics, cliched tropes, and for being, as one critic put it, as country as a plate of spaghetti. Nonetheless, the song reached #1 on the Billboard Country Hot 100. The next single released, however, isn't quite as happy as the rest of the album, despite its title. In Drink a Beer's lyrics, The speaker of this country ballad describes the pain and numbness he is feeling following the death of someone close to him, and honors that person by drinking a beer while watching the sunset from a pier like they used to do together. Although the song was written by Jim Beavers and Chris Stapleton and not by Bryan himself, Bryan claims to have a personal connection to this song, particularly due to the loss of both of his siblings during his rise to fame. Drink a Beer was Bryan's 7th #1 single, and it was certified triple platinum by the RIAA. The next single off of this album, Play It Again, would be Bryan's 8th consecutive #1 single. Throughout the song's lyrics, a boy and a girl dance together at a tailgate party when the girl's favorite song comes on the truck radio. The next single, which is about an encounter a man has falling in love with a woman he met at a beach amusement park in Panama City, would continue Bryan's streak of #1 singles. The 6th and final single off of this album, like Drink a Beer, also stands out from the rest of Crash My Party by virtue of being relatively dark and sad in lyrical content. The song is about a man who has just broken up with a girlfriend, and while his friends are trying to cheer him up, it seems hopeless, and nothing can take his mind off his lost love. Bryan's next album, Kill the Lights, would continue on this trend of defining bro country through capital Nashville. To find out the rest of Bryan's musical story, watch out for part 2 of this video essay, and subscribe to my channel to hear other lectures you'll actually want to listen to. Bye!